Tēnā koutou tamariki mā. Hello everybody. Hope you're enjoying your time at home. Hope you've been having some fun. Now I promised you yesterday a story about a teddy bear. So I've got this one. Where's my teddy? It's a really cool one. And Vienna has asked me lots and lots of times if we can share this story about the paper dolls. And maybe we can even have a look at how to make our own paper dolls. Your mum or dad might remember doing that from when they were little. And I've got a song about a teddy bear. Can you see him? He's trapped inside a box. So we'll bring him out of his box to sing a song soon. Okay. Kua rere tātou. Is everybody ready? Timata. Let's start. Let's begin. Tamariki mā. Haere ki te whare ki, tamariki mā, haere ki te whare ki. I thought we'd do our song about the bear now. I've got a bit of a shoebox, and inside we have a little peek. Steady! And in this song is about a bear that lives in a box. It says way down inside his box lives a teddy bear. And whenever his friends come out to play, he jumps up and sings the song. You can play this with your own teddy in a box, or you can play it with your own body. You can pretend to be the teddy that claps his hands, stamps his feet, turns around, and goes back down into your box. So I'm going to put the music on and we'll sing it together. So here's Mr. Teddy tucked up safe in his box. Vienna's going to press play for us on the machine.
Down inside his box lives a teddy bear. Whenever his friends come out to play, he jumps up and sings this song. Mr. Teddy claps his hands, Mr. Teddy stamps his feet, Mr. Teddy turns around, then pops back down in his box. Down inside his box lives a teddy bear. Whenever his friends come out to play, he jumps up and sings this song. Mr. Teddy claps his hands, Mr. Teddy stamps his feet, Mr. Teddy turns around and hops back down in his box.
Good catch. There you go, Teddy. So you can play this with your teddy, and when you get really good at it, it's always fun to do it a little bit faster.
I'll use this one. Way down inside his box lives a teddy bear, and whenever his friends come out to play, he jumps up and sings this song. Mr. Teddy claps his hands, Mr. Teddy stamps his feet, Mr. Teddy turns around and hops back down in his box. Well done, Teddy. Okay, this time I'm going to make Vienna do it with us so that you can see how you can do it. Being a person pretending to be a teddy.
So here's Vienna curled up tight inside her box. Toru, fa. Way down inside her box lives a teddy bear, and whenever her friends come out to play, she jumps up and sings this song. Mr. Teddy claps her hands, Mr. Teddy stamps her feet, Mr. Teddy turns around and hops back down in her box. So I've told Vienna if she hurries up and tidies up her room that she can be in the rest of the video when we talk about the paper dolls. She really wants to do the whole video, but you should see her room. There are clothes all over the floor, her toys are everywhere, and when I go to give her a kiss goodnight, I actually hurt my feet from standing on sharp stuff. So if she wants to do the video, she has to do her room first. That's a really good tip. You should tell your mum and dad about that one. So now we're going to read Where's My Teddy? Where's My Teddy by Jez Alborough. Eddie's off to find his teddy. Eddie's teddy's name is Freddie. He lost him in the woods somewhere. It's dark and horrible in there. Help, said Eddie. I'm scared already. I want my bed. I want my teddy. He tiptoed on and on until something made him stop quite still. Look out, he thought, there's something there. What's that? It was a giant teddy bear. Is it Freddie? Said Eddie. What a surprise. How did you get to be this size? You're too big to huddle and cuddle, he said, and I'll never fit both of us into my bed. Then out of the darkness, clearer and clearer, the sound of a sobbing came nearer and nearer. Soon the whole wood could hear the voice bawl, "How did you get to be so tiddly and small? You're too small to huddle and cuddle," it said, "and you'll only get lost in my giant-sized bed." It was a gigantic bear and a tiddly teddy stomping towards the giant teddy and Eddie. Can you see Eddie hiding? "My dad!" gasped the bear. "A bear!" screamed Eddie. "Ah, a boy!" yelled the bear. "My teddy!" cried Eddie. Then they ran and they ran through the dark wood, back to their homes as quick as they could. All the way back to their snuggly beds, where they huddled and cuddled their own little Teds. If you have some teddy bears at your house, maybe you can tell the story with maybe with a bit of help from someone in your family. So I found someone who can be Eddie. Eddie lost his teddy. Eddie's teddy's name is Freddie. And then we could have another bear who is the teddy bear that belongs to the big giant bear. And this is the biggest, giantest bear that is in my house. So maybe he can be the great big bear in the story. And this can be his teddy. And maybe I can tell the story using Freddie and Eddie. Eddie's off to find his teddy. Eddie's teddy's name is Freddie. He lost him in the woods somewhere. It's dark and horrible in there. "Help," said Freddie. "I'm scared already. I want my bed. I want my teddy." The Paper Dolls by Julia Donaldson. Hey, Julia Donaldson. She's the same author who wrote The Gruffalo and The Stickman, and also that book we read the other day about the monkey. I think she wrote that one as well. There was once a girl who had tiger slippers and a ceiling with stars on it, and a butterfly hair slide, which she kept losing, and 2 goldfish, and a nice mother who helped her to make some paper dolls. They were Ticky and Tacky, and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses, and Joe with the bow. And they danced, and they jumped, and they sang, and they met a dinosaur who clawed and roared and said, "I'm going to get you!" But the paper dolls sang, "You can't get us, oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses and Joe with a bow." And they jumped. They jumped onto a bus, and they rode to a farmyard, and they danced with pigs. Then they lay on a rooftop and stared at the stars, till a tiger slunk out of his den, and he crouched and snarled and said, "I'll leap up and catch you." But the paper dolls sang, "You can't catch us, oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy, and Jim with 2 noses and Joe with a bow." And they floated down the stairs, and they danced round the honey pot, and kicked crumbs and explored an island, till a fierce crocodile grinned his grin and gnashed his teeth and said, "I'm coming to crunch you." But the paper dolls laughed and they sang, "You can't crouch us, so no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy and Jim with two noses and Joe with a bow." And they hopped whoosh, into the garden, and they sniffed the flowers and chatted to a ladybird and lay down in a forest of grass. But along came a boy with a pair of scissors, and he said, "I'll snip you." And he did. He snipped them into tiny little pieces, and he said, "You're gone forever." I wonder how the girl is feeling now. But the paper dolls sang, "We're not gone, oh no, no, no. We're holding hands and we won't let go. We're Ticky and Tacky and Jackie the Backy and Jim with two noses and Joe with a bow." And the pieces all joined together and the paper dolls flew. Can you see them connecting back together? And they flew into the little girl's memory, where they found white mice and fireworks and a starfish soap and a kind granny and the butterfly hair slide, and more lovely things each day and each year. And the girl grew. She grew into a mother who helped her own little girl make some paper dolls. You know, sometimes when something bad happens in the world, like a virus comes along and shuts Nature Kindy down and makes us go into lockdown, that can make us feel really grumpy and annoyed and frustrated. But there is something to be said for looking on the bright side of life. And it might be that you live with your mum and your mum is a really busy person because she's got a lot of things to do. And it might be right now in the lockdown that she might have a few more moments, even 5 minutes, to help you make your very own paper dolls. And it might be something she remembers doing when she was a little girl. And if you have a dad, he might remember making paper dolls as well. And maybe you can share any paper dolls that you make at home. You can share them on this video. You can send us a photo so we can see your paper dolls. That would be awesome. But these paper dolls that the girl made with her mother had different names. They were Poppy and Pinky, and Binky the Blinky, and Fred with one eyebrow, and Flo with the bow. And they jumped, and they danced, and they sang. And there's the girl holding on to her paper dolls, who are all holding hands together. So Vienna's finished tidying her room. It's a miracle. We're so excited. I won't hurt my feet tonight, so that's always a great thing. And now we're going to start our paper dolls. So we've got a piece of paper, and the first thing we need to do is to take your paper and fold it in half long ways so that we end up with a long skinny piece. I use my finger and thumb to make the crease the whole way across. Okay, now we've got to do some folding, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So first of all, I'm going to fold it in half. You got it? Yep. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. Perfect. But if we were to make our paper dolls here, and if we were to cut them out, they would end up not holding hands, because there's a little trick you have to do first. So open your paper back out. Hang on, I forgot to cut it. One moment. So now we can do the cutting down the middle of that paper, down that long line. So we have two pieces. We're going to fold them a different way. We're going to fold the first flap in, and then we need to fold it back on itself. And then we're going to fold it again. So it kind of becomes concertinaed instead of folded. I don't know if you've ever tried to make a fan at home. It's that same kind of folding action as if you were making a fan. So now it's concertinaed and it can open and shut that way. And that way our dolls will stay holding hands even when we cut them out. Okay, so now we're going to do some drawing to make our dolls and then we'll do the cutting. So I'm going to start with my doll's head. And when I do the arms, I want to take my doll's arms all the way to the sides of the paper, because that's what's going to help them to hold hands. Then I'm going to do my doll's body and some legs. And the legs are going to go all the way down to the bottom of the paper as well. So it's a pretty basic little picture there. I've got a head and two long arms that stretch all the way to the edges of the paper, and two long legs. So Vienna's made her doll, and she's decided that her dolls are going to wear a skirt. And she's made her arms, they just stop short of the paper, so when we cut, instead of turning the corner inside the paper, you need to go all the way to the edge. So now I'm going to start cutting out my little people. And
I've already cut mine out.
do you want to show everyone your people? So Vienna cut her people out, and you can see that her little paper dolls are holding hands.
I made mine so that it has long hair, so I can cut it to make it a boy, or just a person with shorter hair or longer hair.
When I cut, you can see that the legs went all the way to the bottom and the arms are going all the way to the side. I'll cut around the head. So that's my person. So now I've cut all around the arms and legs, and then I can open this up and see if they're still holding hands and if it worked. So pull it this way. Hey, it worked. Can you see them holding hands together? So now we've got two sets. And then you can take your pencil and you can make some faces on them, maybe give them some clothes, and see if you can take your people even outside to float in the wind like the little girl did. Didn't she have an amazing imagination? I loved it when the crocodile came to gobble them up. Have fun! We hope you enjoyed the stories and songs today. We hope you get to make some little paper dolls, and we hope you have fun. Ka kite o popo, see you tomorrow. Kia kaha, stay strong. Kia noho haumaru, stay safe.
Bye bye.
Bye!